really varies. It really varies. It's not uncommon for me to shoot the same environment time and again until I get it right, because you're never sure if the moment that you have is going to yield a better result than if you wait. So ultimately, film is cheap, and now that we're in the digital world and digital era, it's even cheaper. So it doesn't hurt to capture something just so that you have it. And in that process also get to understand more the subject that you're in. But this, of course, has to do with the type of environment that you're shooting. If you're shooting wildlife, which is not my specialty, but I've done some of it, you're going to catch as catch can. I mean, if the wildlife presents itself in the moment that it presents itself, you can't exactly guide it, or there are some masters of it, incidentally, which I certainly do not qualify myself as one of them, but who are incredible at orchestrating certain types of environments to capture wildlife. Again, that isn't at all my specialty, but my relationship to nature photography has really to do with an instinctive and spiritual approach to it. How am I connected to that landscape, and how do I respond emotionally to what it's showing me? Well, for landscape photography, one tends to want to have the most amount of information on film, and because you generally are not beholden to a time frame that is rigid and dictated by the celebrity or by the job. You have more time to set up, and so I tend to prefer shooting larger formats, and so primarily I'll shoot 4x5 or medium format, or large format panoramic, which would be 6x17, or in medium format 6x7. And that's what I tend to shoot landscape with, and typically exclusively with those mediums. However, having traveled to the Arctic and Antarctica, I was met with the limitations of utilizing this type of format in environments that are antagonists or hostile to the use of large format. And with that, I mean that environments that are particularly cold and sometimes particularly wet and sometimes physically straining, those conditions dictate a certain approach. And listen, you have Frank Hurley, who with Shackleton carried around him an 8x10 camera and came back with extraordinary results, and an incredible hero for his commitment to, him and Shackleton, incidentally, and the whole team, for understanding the value of reporting what they were capturing. But it's not easy. I mean, I was in the Arctic, and I was gung-ho about utilizing, large format, and was wholly unprepared, primarily out of inexperience. But some of my equipment froze. My hands were very cold. The conditions were particularly challenging. And as a result, I just came to realize that that extreme environments just do not lend themselves well to that type of format. And so when I traveled to Antarctica, I understood that the digital medium was particularly well suited to those challenging environments. So in Antarctica, I shot large format and medium format, but primarily my mode of capture was 35mm digital, which incidentally with the new cameras is quite extraordinary and yields amazing results. So I did 90% of the work in Antarctica with 35mm digital, Canon specifically.